Hello, everyone. It's no longer dark in here, as Paul Hogden says. We are here. Well, we're just having a little chat before, as we always do, and didn't realise the time. So, hello, everyone. For this week, we have myself and I'm not sure what the name is for that, Chris, on your shoulder. Who have you brought along?
Oh, it's just a coat. It's just a hoodie. It looks like I got a mink on or something.
But that is Chris Palmer. I'm not sure what that is he's wearing, but it is Chris Palmer, I can assure you. And we're doing our normal weekly question and answers. So get your questions in. We have Randy Roday, who was here, bloody hell, Randy, 10 minutes before we were due to go live.
Jeez.
Good to see you. Revisitor WP, good morning.
Morning.
Outsourcing Boss, to watch on YouTube or LinkedIn. Talk wherever you want me. Engagement is what it's all about. Just make sure that regardless of what your platform is, that we do see the messages, because sometimes when you're talking, we can't see the messages that they come through. So if they don't come up, make sure that you jump on direct onto YouTube. We also have Holly Starks. Good to see you, Holly. I really hope you don't get to Vegas, Holly. I know you were debating. So here's the thing. So Holly's asking, how's the contest looking? How many people have jumped in? I reckon there's probably about 15 or 20 jumped in, Holly.
Wow, really?
But here's the thing, right? So I've not asked anyone any questions or nothing like that, right? But I seen that Holly was threatening to go a little drive 25 hours over to Vegas. And that's the area we're competing in. She's going over there physically. So, Holly, I hope that lockdown doesn't affect you. It'd be fun if you actually went to 25-hour drive just to win that. That is...
Suddenly her office got 7,000 visitors.
Oh, shit. Look, another 110. This is cheating. This has got to be cheating, man. 110 phones arrive tomorrow. Jesus. So, yeah, we all pretty much are going to be fucked. But Mark Flanagan's saying...
Briefly, tomorrow, speaking of Holly, I should have Holly on. So that should be really fun. So I thank you. We got in touch there. So I'm excited.
And Holly says she's flying now. The missus won't let me drive. I think you've got a good woman there. That's crazy, Holly, to drive. It was the way you worded it, like, I'm going a little drive, 25 hours over to Vegas, which is... And someone else, Craig Mullins, actually commented under it something along the lines of, come here as well. The missus just said no. Just a resounding no.
Wow, really?
But good to see that Holly's coming on your show as well. I'll definitely...
20 people are in there, huh? Damn, I thought it was more like... I thought we were just screwing around.
No.
20 people are going after this?
Yeah. People are watching sneakily. Also, Mark Flanagan saying, you're starting to appear, Chris. And I think we've got the best part of probably a month. I think it's the start of December that it finishes. So
I was just screwing around with it. Oh, that's fun. Now I know. So now that could be, oh man, I didn't realize that. I didn't know it was like 20 people's a lot of people to go talk about, oh, I got whooped by Chris Palmer. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't think any of us, if Holly's going to go out there and fucking steal up all the...
Might as well quit now.
The local stuff, we are all fucked. But listen, I'm not giving up without a fight. So, yeah, look forward to seeing what happens. But good morning to Quotes Villa, Elton Musa. But we will start with the questions.
Right.
Harish M. Does content sentiment analysis impact ranking?
Well, this was brought up. I mentioned this to Kyle when I had him on, and he said, we wouldn't even have known this term unless we were looking at that Google demo, right? So do I think that the analysis is going to impact the ranking? Who's to say? I don't see why not. I don't know. I don't know. I would take, again, I don't know. What do you think, Craig? I'll pass that one to you. I don't know.
I think it does, it will, or it does. Why wouldn't it? It would make perfect sense for that to happen. None of us know what Google, take into account and stuff like that. We also had Mike Pearson stuff on yesterday, and people were talking about this Google Passage update and all that. And Mike's like, "This, are you serious? Like, do you really think Google have not been taking that into account before now?" But yeah, sentiment analysis, yeah, why wouldn't they? I think personally, when I hear people talk about it and harp on about it as if it's a big thing, I would normally say, "Oh, go away and fuck yourself," But I think Google can, tell the tone and all. Google's a lot cleverer in certain ways than we probably give them credit for. So yeah, I'm going to go along with, yeah, it probably does, man. And that's it. I'm not going to talk about it again because I hate that word, sentiment analysis. It's as if it's a whole new thing.
Right.
And it's not. It's pish.
And you got to remember, anybody that's watching, these search journals and these places, they're just looking for stuff to write about. Just because you see it doesn't mean that it's actually something. It's still the same thing. Optimizing for a keyword.
Yeah.
We could do, I don't know. But
look at this. Holly Starks has the top spot in the news and has for a few weeks. Randy Roday, I might need to call on you if you're out there. We can't have Holly dominating for the news. I need to get something done about that. But next question from Revisitor WP. What should we change in our content creation strategy with Google announcing that they will index pages based on passages? So I don't think you really need to change anything, really, Chris. What do you think?
No, you don't. No, and I went into deep discussion multiple times with multiple SEOs about this and what they thought, and nothing has changed. It's still the same. No, nothing.
If you think that Google have not been using this for a lot longer than they recently announced, then you would be insane, I would say. But even, let's say it is a new thing, and they're indexing pages based on passages. Like, what does that even mean? Like, of course, they index and do what they like anyway. So we have no real control over that, And I think your content creation strategy should pretty much remain the same as it always has. Try and do the best you can. Try and do the best on page you can. Try and use a wider range of keywords and all that kind of stuff. And Google will index whatever they see fit, and whether that's parts of your page, all of your page, or whatever. We're in the same boat, and we have to deal with it. But anyway, on to the next one. Stephen Stewart had bought an expired domain to try out. It's a complete blank canvas. Should I just get straight into posting content for affiliate marketing and then focus on links? Well, Chris, you always mention this, Chris.
You bought an expired domain, but what was there previously? And you're using it to rebuild. For this type of purpose, man, I would want to start obviously with a blank canvas, but what are the anchor texts going into the site already? And what was previously there? Because if this is going to be a long-term project, I'd probably not want to just jump right into it. I'd probably be looking at what was previously there. But as far as, jumping right in, starting your, content and affiliate marketing and, for links, if it's just for links, then yeah, I would just jump right in. But I would double check and make sure that there's no issues with that site. Meaning I would probably post something that was already there. Make sure it indexes.
Yeah, well, that's what you want. Make sure it gets indexed and Google don't hate it. For anyone else who's going to do this, check ODYS top right-hand corner. there is a link below us in the description. If you're looking for good age domains, they do a lot of research, make sure it's spam free and it's not been used and abused by some dirty spammer in the past. So have a look at that as well. But Chris is right. Check out what was there previously. But if you've got a blank canvas and it's all good and everything else, and you want to get into affiliate marketing, content is the way to go. Overload it with content. You see a massive increase in traffic, but then you do at some point have to focus on links and build the domain authority up. And hopefully the fact that you have used an expired domain name does result in you already having a decent backlink profile. So content heavy, for the next couple of months, smash it out the park, 50, 100 blog posts, and then we can see what happens after that. But let us know. Hopefully it works out well for you. But if you get any questions along the way, by all means, give me a shout or Chris a shout in one of his lives, and we'll be more than happy to keep guiding you.
Definitely.
Mr. Slattery, you want to rank for accident lawyer, but for a town area related. How do you optimize and add geo to the backlinks?
Why wouldn't you just be adding the town? That should be one of the anchors that is coming in. The city or wherever you're trying to rank at should be some of the anchors that are coming in. But first, I would take a look at the leading competitors. I'm not saying to get crazy with this, but take a look. What is their anchor profile looking like? I mean, is it mostly branded? Are they utilizing geo modifiers inside the anchor text? Are they using exacts? And what type of levels are they using? This will give you a guideline on how to proceed.
Yeah, some niches, brand might be all you need to do. So every situation is different. I'm going to guess that accident lawyers is going to be a little bit more competitive. It certainly is here in the UK. But there's nothing, better than anyone, rather than us guessing, saying, yeah, go and do that and do this. Check with the competition are doing. That's clearly what's working just now. And replicate that, if not do better. So see what they're doing. It's the first port of call. Just let
Yep. Sorry, Craig.
Just replicate what the competition's doing, because I'm jumping a flight to Vegas tomorrow and I'm going to fucking take 112 phones over there and do what Holly's doing just to win this debate. I would if I could though, and probably sit down and have a right good few beers with Holly and have a laugh about it. But yeah, you've got to do what's working. And if you see Holly, for example, doing something really good, well, there's no point trying to reinvent the wheel. Do the same thing. So yeah, there you go. Sam P, yo, good to see you. Randy Roday, you bet I will be in touch, Randy Roday, because I want to run a test on this new shit. Yeah.
What new stuff? What new stuff?
On this digital marketing Vegas thing.
Okay.
Ollie starts is asking, do you know much about Project Supremacy?
I've heard of it.
How is it for management of a lot of WP blogs? I've not used it, Chris.
I've just heard of it. Just other than brief. I've never used it though, so I'd be lying if I told you that I did.
I've always been scared, Holly, to use things. I used a thing called Manage WP years ago for a whole host of websites, and it was just mainly to stop VAs getting in and updating stuff manually. It was just horrible work. But what I found was that when they were updating stuff, it updated it all, and you went in and clicked all the websites in the dashboard, and then some plugins and stuff would blow up and the website would go down. And it was, you had to do manual checks anyway to go and see if your website was still up there. So I think bulk things like that, unless it's got uptime monitors and everything built in, then I would be skeptical about using them, because I had a horrendous time with Manage WP just for the amount of websites that I had, big PBN networks and all that. It was just an absolute nightmare. So it was just more cost effective and better for me to simply just have VAs do all that donkey work than try and use any fancy tools. But I've not used Project Supremacy, and it might be 10 times better. This was years ago that I was dicking around with Manage WP, and that scared me, so I'd never looked again. So there you go. Sam P, do you guys use a plugin / some type of code to attach the affiliate cookie to your visitors without them having to visit your links, or not really?
I don't. I'm just going there and add it. So I
Yeah.
don't.
Nah, I think
because each page is like it's going to an individual product generally. So I don't. I just go in there and add it. So because I'm building out the pages. So I don't know about you.
So it basically is saying, like, just so they have to visit your website and not the actual affiliate link. I mean, that would have to be seen as some type of cloaking, some kind of funny business, and that potentially can work. I know guys that do cloaking, cough, cough, Mike and Brad, but they're going to be releasing some information on that stuff, and I'm not sure how well that works for you or what the risks are. It's not something that I've actually done. I mean, in the past, I've done stupid things like had bits of code where people have clicked on my website and this script automatically made them like my Facebook page and stuff like that. I think it's called Facebook jacking and all these kind of things. So these things can work, clearly. So yeah, I've used it for other things, not affiliate links, and it was successful. So yeah, it could work very well. I've just personally not done it, and Chris is claiming he hasn't. I'm not sure how much I believe him, but hey ho. Sorry.
Never. Maybe it
So Stephen Stewart saying the old domain that he bought, it was previously a digital marketing website with a blog lead gen. So yeah, just to get content on it and try and keep it digital marketing focused. So potentially get SEMrush and various other affiliates on there. And I think, that's got the ability to do really well. I think if you were taking a website that was digital marketing and then trying to make it like a hotel website, with all the previous history and topical relevance and backlink profile, then that's going to be a little bit more difficult. But for that, then yeah, as long as it's not spam to death, just make sure that it's
definitely
put something up and make sure that Google still does crawl and index it and see where you go from there. That's always a good start. Quotes Villa. One of my site was inactive for 4 to 5 months. Before that, it was ranking on top. But now it's live again. It's not ranking well. How long have you had it back up for? Has it been a week, a couple of weeks? Chris, what's your experience? How would you reply to this?
I mean, firstly, I would make sure that the topics were still at least relevant, which I'm sure they are in 4 or 5 months. After that, then I would want to go in and make any type of change, slight change to the page so I could resubmit, a sitemap, get it recrawled, head over to Omega, get everything indexed, call the crawler. But I would definitely make some changes, like go in and change the dates, and I would definitely make at least one edit to the page because they're looking for that from the last cache. So you have to change at least something. Generally, a heading tag works very well. So change the heading tag, change the dates in the metas, and then boom, send it, submit the sitemap, and then go to Omega and give the pages back. So that's what I would do.
Give that a try and let us know how that works.
That'll work for you.
Villa. Darren Marion, good to see you, man. Harish, how do you go about optimizing URL structure containing dates, considering you get a decent amount of traffic for an old post?
Well, I would probably make a top category that's going to list all of them. Something to contain them because they're old. So you'd want to make a new section for those, but you still want to have them listed on the page or on the site. So that's probably what I would do. Make some other top level category, old blog, old pages. I'm sure you could, whatever your site's about. That's what I would do. I would just make another little category, and those are my old posts. Boom, 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 boom. That's what I would do.
What I would also say is I don't have dates on my URL structure at all.
Oh, no.
I don't think that's a good thing to have. The reason being is obviously you might want to go in and update that, regurgitate that post, and then you're going to have to do a redirect because something that was indexed had the date in it. So I've always never used the date format in the URL structure. I think that's bad practice personally, but I'm sure people can argue the point that it's not. But it just means that you're going to have to do redirects and stuff like that if you're going to, do that and post it again and change the dates and all that kind of stuff. So cut out the date from the URL structure would be my advice.
Great advice.
Yo Facebook user. Outsourcing Boss is saying what he's saying about the affiliate links would get you kicked off the network. Well, mind anyway. Yeah, of course. Obviously, it's not good if an affiliate knew that you were cookie stuffing or trying any funny business. Of course, you're going to get kicked off. It's madness. But God loves a trier, and people have made a lot of money breaking things and going around about the rules or whatever. So I like guys like that. Do not kill their creativity, man. Keep trying it, man.
Definitely.
Right. Fill your boots. If it works, fill your fucking boots for as long as you can.
And if it works, don't say anything.
And it's all gone, then that horrible feeling will make you now no longer try that shit, because I've been there making big money, man, and then when I used to do some dodgy cloaking thing with Bing ads and made some money from that on some hotel affiliate stuff. I used to basically bid on the hotel's brand and cloak the link and get the affiliate commission, blah, 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 blah. Once you get caught with that, all the money's stolen off you, and they just keep it and you're kicked off and they say goodbye. So, and it's a horrible feeling being robbed like that.
I saw something like that in GMB. I was going through analyzing. I'm like, man, this affiliate link, not an affiliate, but going to an affiliate site page. I'm like, man, this is showing up a lot in a lot of different niches. This is really interesting. I was baffled by this. I don't know like that.
But Outsourcing Boss is saying, we scan and check this all the time. We know what the scammers do, and they're just booted off. It's called cookie stuffing, and when you caught, you lose all the money. So, Outsourcing Boss.
Thank you, Obi.
Sam Piro, I still love it, man. I still love it. Yeah, this plugin uses iframes to do it, but I can't seem to get it to work. So I thought maybe you use one that works, man. Honestly, I'm white hat. I don't do any dodgy shit anymore. I've done all of my funny stuff. Try and keep my nose clean these days. Chris is your man for all that dodgy shit. And and Holly Starks and everything else.
Not me.
These guys love this game. Holly Starks is saying MySpace and cookie stuffing was awesome. But Sam's saying, who am I scamming though? I like your way, man. I'm going to make it work. The site I'm using it on doesn't even use my real name. So listen, do it. Fuck it. Butler says God loves a trial. So you've got this support. Yeah, but also just try and not use your own name, because it's fucking not fun. Paul Lovell, Bing is still good, and others. Man, Bing is still good. It's just a big piece of shit that
it's all they really feel, Craig.
There's exploits there to happen, and yeah, it's a great platform for that. So, yeah. But yeah, I really like this. Sam P, do we know each other? I think we should talk more. I like Sam P's style and just his thought process. Mm-hmm. And yes, Buchanan and White Hat.
Oh yeah.
Try to go from the dark side and talking to guys like Chris. I just like hearing the stories now, and I just keep myself clean and just listen to these guys.
I am noticing this as time is progressing though, and I'm getting more, different types of clients. A lot of them don't even want to hear some of the trickery. They're just looking for okay, here's a new content strategy.
Fuck it. I'm not going to lie. I'm not white hat. I love guys like Holly Starks and all that stuff. See this. And I've said it on numerous different shows and interviews and stuff. I just can't get enough of it. You know, people running about with 100 phones, just blowing shit up and trying stuff out is my type of person. And a massive respect to all of those guys that do all of that. And yeah, it's why I like the conference that's coming up. I think it's next week. SEO Rockstars. All of the guys, including Clint, who's here watching, are just fucking maniacs. And I mean that with the greatest respect, by the way. I'm not meaning maniacs in a bad way. But some of the stories these guys tell, and Clint and Holly and everyone else that was at NFG Rockstars last year will tell you, some of the stuff that people do to make money online would make you fucking fall off your seat. I just love it, man. I don't know why. I get a good buzz out of getting money that I maybe potentially shouldn't be getting. I don't know, just the adrenaline rush it gives you. You're just like, it's like robbing a bank or some fucking thing, you know. Not that I've robbed a bank before, but
no.
I'm going to stop now because I'm making myself sound like a fucking criminal. And Clint's perfectly right here, though. Black Hat teaches you new concepts that you can apply in a safe white hat way. If you don't learn the dark side, you're missing the gems in the white side. And I think that's what it's all about. It's how you take something that some of these guys do and twist it slightly to suit yourself. And you know, don't go all out and get yourself caught. So I think Clint's on point with what he said here. Just taking that little bit of information and doing it your own way is insane. Holly saying we'll bring Craig back from the white hat side. Holly is the person to drag you right back into that badass side. And guys, if you're ever looking for stuff, check out Clint Butler, Holly Starks. You know, these guys. I think Holly's on Chrissy's show tomorrow. And the stuff that these guys do, just they probably think it's crappy stories. You're just like, oh my fuck. So if you do get the chance, do attend SEO Rockstars. It's seorockstars.xyz. It's on next week, and there's a whole raft of speakers: Clint Butler, Mike and Brad, Holly, Brian Dean, Matthew Woodward. Listen, I can't even remember half the speakers, but they're fucking insane. So a big plug. It will be good, Randy. I'm looking forward to it myself.
Interesting.
But back to Sam P. The Honey browser extension does the same thing though, and switches the affiliate cookie. Don't say too much, Sam. We don't want everyone knowing all the good stuff on here. If everyone uses unfair tricks, then it's fair. Outsourcing Boss, white hat, yeah, grey hat, more like. But Big Doug, LOL, laughing at some of this stuff. How is that fraud, though? You're just attaching a cookie. The visitor doesn't notice. You don't steal their personal details, and you're not hurting anyone. Again, Sam, you're thinking along the right lines. I like your thought process, but I'm pretty sure if you asked the affiliate companies about you stuffing cookies on there and all that stuff, I'm pretty sure they'll tell you that's fraud. But hey ho, I don't make up the rules. Don't shoot the messenger.
Read those terms anyway.
And if they're reading on your site about a product, you're positively talking about you, and you deserve a commission. I agree. We all deserve those commissions. Outsourcing Boss. Look up eBay cookie stuffing and how the top affiliates got the jail if you want, Sam P. Did someone go to jail for that shit? Like, I'm not sure. They must have done more than that, apart from...
Yeah,
they probably... Yeah. We're not gold. I don't want to talk about it anymore. 30 cents. Staking and sponsorship. Ever considered this for your students? Staking and sponsorship.
Switched your image there. That's an interesting cola that you got there.
Yeah. No, I like flowers and plants myself.
Sure.
I didn't realize you were a florist. But but yeah, I've not considered that for my students. I'm not sure what staking and sponsorship means in terms of students, but you mean sponsor a student or taking a stake off of one of the students. I have done that in the past, yes. But then I get offers like that all the time, and I just not got enough time for that stuff. So there's some great opportunities though. If there was a great student there and I thought I could make money on them, yeah, why not? Why wouldn't I? And yes, that person did go to jail from 2010 to 2013. But Sam, here is the person you need to be looking at for this stuff. There are some plugins, Sam, that you can change the history in someone's PC and add your affiliate code. That is fraud. It's not just a cookie. You're inserting something. And yeah, I think that's when it starts to become borderline illegal. And when you're inserting something, it's that's where the wrongdoing is done. And as I say, I don't want to advocate committing fraud or crimes or anything like that. So just be careful what you're doing, Sam. It was all fun, and I think we've all done a couple of naughty things. And but yeah, try not to go to jail, man, because that would be a shame. You've got good skills and a good thought process. Try and make it slightly more white hat, and you'll be good to go. But guys, we do need more questions. So guys, if you're watching, give us more questions. Remember to make sure that you do like and subscribe to the channel, and give us a little thumbs up. That engagement is important. And also jump over and see Chris's channel, Chris Palmer SEO. He does have the legend Holly Starks on tomorrow, and that will make for a good show. But Chris does have a lot of other good content out there on a wide range of different stuff, local GMB stuff and backlinks and all of that good stuff. So check him out. Sam P is seeing sense. He's not going to use it. Yeah, be careful what you do, Sam, man. Just try and be careful, dude.
You can have them accept it too within the allowance of the cookies, their consent form. You could have them check the box for anything.
Yeah.
You know, which is completely legal.
Yeah. It's all Randy Rodisi. It's all fun until you get punched in the mouth. In that jail cell. And Clint Butler saying Chris's stuff's all right. Not at elite level yet, Chris. You've got to polish up a few things.
I know.
Nah, I'm only kidding. I love Chris. Good content. No polishing up, Chris. Do not change. We like yes, Chris. Chris, he needs your advice. I'm actually trying to rank a website on birthday images. How would you go about that? What do you mean by birthday images? First, I'm not sure what that means.
Well, I played around with the site similar, but I think the answer is going to be very similar to what I would always say: is who's currently winning at this, and what exactly are they doing? If image search is your priority, then I would be taking a look at the images that are currently at the top. And what are they utilizing? What are the titles? What are the alts? What are the details that's separating you from them? That's always going to be the very first step. That's going to be the first step. That's what I'd be looking at.
Yeah, see what else is going on. But if images and stuff like that, utilize other platforms. You can be spammy as hell if you want to rank images. Yeah, you have to assess what these guys are using to rank these images. Are they using their own website? Are they using the power of something like Pinterest or DeviantArt or one of these things to rank images that that belong to their website or whatever? Because there's a whole multitude of different options here. Clint Butler says we should maybe tie you to a chair sometimes, Chris. And maybe poke you with like an electrified cattle prod now and again, just to
liven me up a little. I can't sit. I hate sitting. I have a standing desk. It drives me. I just can't sit. I just can't do it. It makes me completely insane. It makes my back hurt. I'm like, oh, I feel like all decrepit. It's just not for me. Not for me.
I love sitting my fat ass all day. But yeah, it's each to their own.
And one other thing on that image thing, I remember the work that I did help with. I noticed that a lot of the images were being reused. I think it had something to do with really Google already understood those images. Maybe I would take a look at that. Are sites utilizing the same type of imagery? Because sometimes just a brief alteration can make it unique. But it's still the same thing that Google understands. I would take a look at that. I bet you $1 million that they're probably using the same. Double check that. Just a brief note.
Devin Price. Hi guys, do you have any advice on how to save money on hosting for expired domains? Holly Starks did give you a little tip there. Looking at mapping to a G site, you don't have to pay for hosting at all. And if you're on budget, it's a good option. Any other options, Chris?
I like VPSs, but cloud hosting is really cheap. If it's just utilizing it just for the link, I guess, which isn't generally the best idea, but that cloud hosting is really, really cheap. There's multiple tutorials like how to do it through Google, how to do it through AWS. But generally, partitioning a VPS and then buying the individual IPs, that could work for you. It's really cheap.
Yeah. CBD Cakes is asking, and I hope you're not going to say yes here, Chris. Bill Slowaski, the best guest ever. Surely, but he's second best guest, something like that.
Yeah, I'm not the best, I mean, what, to you?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, come on. I mean, it's always 2 and then 3 and then 4 and then 5. It's whoever came first is going to be the number one best, and then it goes from there. Because who did I have first? Huh?
Bill's a great guy, great guest to get on, and a great guy for the community.
That was a good talk.
He's a really nice guy as well. He's a top man, so not dissing Bill in any way. I was only joking in case someone takes that the wrong way. Yeah. He's a great guy. Met him a few times, and I've seen him about for years as well, and watched a lot of his stuff. And yeah, does a great job. Outsourcing Boss is asking, do you have any TikTok SEO tips?
That's him.
Listen, I'm garbage. I don't know why people keep mentioning TikTok and me in the same breath. My dancing is horrific. And I've not been any success on TikTok at all. If you want to see someone goofing around, then I've done all right. But yeah, it's not. I'm not getting a lot of traction from it from the SEO side. I did try. I think the one guy I seen was a guy called Digital Pratik over in India, and I was speaking at a conference there at the end of last year, and this guy had 1.2 million followers, and all he was doing was releasing very short clips on, kind of stuff you can do, all digital marketing related stuff, but the key to his success was he does it in Hindi. And all of the Indians speak Hindi and all that kind of stuff. Now, I can't speak a freaking word of Hindi. And it just doesn't have the same traction. So I tried a couple of SEO videos. No one was interested. So I just goofed around. So for me, trying to get traffic from that platform, I found really difficult. And have you seen of some of the state of some of the SEO advice on that? Some got, some good, but it's mostly trash. Yeah, I don't really see any reasonable or people who I would consider reasonable at SEO.
Gotcha's on there.
Is Gotcha on there? Yeah. Holly's also got another one here as well. Owen Hemsaf, he does very well on there. So there might be certain guys that do reasonably well. I just can't be arsed doing it. YouTube's my thing that I want to do more on, and fuck TikTok. It's just not the best platform in my opinion, but I spend more time on here. But going back to the PBN host pbn.hosting is good and costs are manageable as well. So check that out as well. That's just another one. Hayden Cock. You can assign a domain on Tumblr also. So that's also another great suggestion. And yeah, for the guy that's looking for advice on that, there is a couple of different options for you. And check them out. It depends what you're doing with those expired domains. If it's all redirects, then go for the cheapest option, really. But
question, Craig, did you by chance title and tag this video before you launched it?
No, I changed it after it.
After, okay.
How come?
We're not getting volume. Where's the people? Where's my questions? I'm just curious, like where, I'm sure more than half of it's going to be subscribers. So I'm just curious. I see, a few, but it's generally jumping,
Yeah, I'm not sure. We do get a lot more. But again, it comes down to maybe people getting bored of the same asked questions being answered. I'm not sure. We may have to mix shit up. The last couple of weeks on a few of the lives have been a little bit quieter than normal. But as I said to you, I think a lot of people do have problems posting. Some people on Facebook ask questions and they're not pulling through on the live chat and stuff like that. But guys, if you have got questions, give us volume because we want to answer more questions. And quotes Villa, he really likes Chris's advice. Yeah, Chris always gives good advice, but also give us tips. Do you continue liking the question and answer format? Should we be changing it up? Should we be becoming more focused on specific areas and stuff like that as well? Let us know in the kind of chat, because obviously we want to try and help you guys. And if that's question and answers, then fine. If you want us to change it up and we grill the shit out of Chris on a specific topic or whatever, or grill me or whatever, we'll do that as well. So let us know. But some more questions coming in from Mr. Christian Gray. Hope you're not that guy from that book that my wife keeps reading. Have you guys done any work for politicians, and how did it go? I have, and I also own a politician's website that I own as a PBN now, Nigel Farage. But politicians and stuff like that, I've worked on projects for some high-profile politicians in the past, and it's not really SEO as such. It's more fake news and just general black hat bullshit, spammy garbage. But it works very well. So it's not reputation management as such. It's just lies and deceit and populating the web with BS, really. And that's quite easy to do. It just rolls off my tongue anyway. So, so yeah, it works very well. Randy Roday, GMB post, impactful for ranking or not?
I don't think it's a direct ranking signal. I do think that it's definitely 1,000% part of a strategy, and I think that you should have a consistent basis of which you're posting. I think that it generates all of the other signals: traffic, people looking at you, checking out pictures, reading reviews. I think it goes into the overall process of running a successful GMB campaign. So not direct, but I think it helps. Yes. Hopefully that helps you.
Yes, hopefully that helps you. Outsourcing Boss is asking, should you be worried if hundreds of trash links start linking to your site every week?
No, not unless it's causing you an issue. Unless I'm seeing a manual penalty, or if I'm noticing within the page that is coming in, if I'm noticing a steady decline, that could be algorithmic. Then I might, I might be concerned. But other than that, not generally overly concerned about that. No.
Google is quite good at filtering a lot of that garbage out. So, yeah. Craig Dewart, hello, good to see you, my man. Quotes Villa is asking, give me advice on evergreen link building on budget.
Evergreen link budget on a budget. Is this some type of the evergreen is tossing me off? Is this different than link building in general?
I've never heard of evergreen link building. I've heard of evergreen content that constantly gets links over a longer period of time if it's a great article on something that's amazing. So I'm going to assume that the potentially he's talking about putting out really good guides or something that's just going to constantly get natural links or something like that, but then that wouldn't really involve a budget as such. So I'm not too sure what you mean by that evergreen link building, but I'm going to guess that it's putting out some amazing article. You know what the articles are like, something like Brian Dean or something's put out that's just been it just sticks to the top and gets all it's posted in everyone's blog. I think that is very hard to achieve in this day and age, because everyone's putting out good information, and trying to get something that's going to get natural backlinks on a regular ongoing basis is what we would all love to do, but sadly very quickly your stuff just flushes down the same as everyone else's, and unless you're saying something wild, crazy, or really different, then it's going to be hard. And I think everyone's saying the same old garbage in here. So, in our industry, I mean, and I think that's potentially where you're going to potentially struggle unless you come out with something that's unique. So yeah, that's as much as advice. Anything to add to that, Chris?
The only thing I would add is stick to the rule. I mean, or at least one of my rules is if it's an authority, a true authority, right? I would link that directly to the page. Anything else, because we're talking about budget, buying links, I would always buffer through something that I control. So as long as you're following that rule, you could always buy budget links. But, I've been trying these out a lot. Just because there's high metric, high referring domains does not mean all the time that it's going to produce the result that you're looking for. So, careful. Careful.
Yes, careful what you do. Before I go on to the next bunch of questions, guys, do let us know in the comments if you could continue to enjoy the question and answers, or if you'd like to see us talk about specific topics as such, or what you would like us to do. So let us know in the chat if you can. Yeah. But Gregory Cooper and family, hi guys, having trouble with Google Search Console, getting it to recrawl my websites. Any ideas, any updates to when it's going to be back? I've no idea. I know they switched off for 2 weeks, and that's as much as I've looked into it. But do you know anything more on that, Chris? Do you know
John just did a talk yesterday, and he said that that's probably not going to come back. They want to be able to do that automatically. They want to be able to handle that without you having to do it. That's what he said. So, I wouldn't expect that you get to push the button, even though it's very satisfying to, you do all your work, you submit your sitemap, and then you push that button, you feel like my job is complete, right? But, I would just follow your regular process, and then maybe perhaps look at the API, or maybe like Omega or an indexer if you're having trouble.
Yeah, check out Omega Indexer if it's your passion and obsession to make sure that you submit that stuff. Right. Being fully honest, I don't think that you need to force that all the time. It will happen naturally, and I've said on numerous occasions in the past, don't obsess over, waste too much time on it. Just move on to the next page or post or whatever it is you're doing, and hopefully you get your stuff. Well, it's not hopeful. You will get indexed at the end of, but try and not force it, because everyone's trying to force it, and that's why I believe that Google have pulled the plug on your ability to keep pressing that button, because you're probably fucking it all up now with the sheer volume of people that are doing it. But anyway, Mr. Slattery agree with Chris. Post not a ranking factor, but help overall picture. They also potentially do help your indexing. Heard a lot of people say that they post on their GMB because it's a Google property, and they believe that helps get stuff indexed a little bit quicker. And I would probably tend to go along with that theory. Obviously, Google will never release that is the case, but give it a try. Use social media or Omega Indexer, and you should be fine. Outsourcing Boss. I'm just getting updates from Ahrefs each day showing these, and just worried that it looks like cheap link building, really not working out why they're doing it. I mean, you get people who maybe don't like you, don't like your face, don't like your content, don't like anything about you, and they will just be jealous and slam, one of these tools at you. And it's happened to me in the past. And it happened, and I'll give you a bit of background. So this person done it to me, slammed me for 18 months solid, pretty much every day. It didn't make a blind bit of difference for a long, long time. I eventually did get a partial penalty though, and I got Rick Lomas to sort it out and clean it up. Now, what I would say to someone, if that's happening all the time, I think Google will have the ability to just filter a lot of that crap out. But just for your own peace of mind, just disavow that crap. Go in once a quarter and disavow the junk, or pay someone to disavow the junk, if it's really something that's going to play with your mind. Because it took 18 months of solid stuff for me to get partial penalties. It took a hell of a long time and literally millions of links to get me that. And I got someone to clean it up very quickly and easily. And I think most of these things did get kicked out, are filtered out by Google. So just keep an eye on, potentially toxic, horrible, big, penalised domains pointing to you. That's the next step. But these kind of crappy GSE links, which you can probably quickly identify with your eyes, are not going to do you too much harm. But Sam P saying someone spamming him with exact match anchor test that looks like a bot, but it sent me from page 2 to page 1 for that keyword. So yeah, that can happen as well. If people do that, they can actually give you a bit of a boost. So that's why this is like, just keep letting them fill their boots.
Right.
They want to help you, then whatever amount of help that is, then so be it. Here is a question for Chris, because I'm white hat again. Also, is it true that most niche edits are hacked?
Well, it used to be for me. Niche edit was code word for hacked link. That's how I was always, if I was looking for niche edits, that's what I was looking for. Who's got the links, right? But now it's completely different. You're going on to these platforms and you can still find them, but they're a lot less open about it. And it's not what it used to be. So now, not so much, Craig.
Yeah, not so much. Some people call niche edits where they simply have access or manage or have a big network, call it what you want, and they'll just simply go in and place your link on an old article, and that would normally be determined as a niche edit as well. So it depends who you're talking to. Certainly in some cases they are, and in other cases they're just edits. Right. So
it was, yeah, like that's, to me, that would be, I'm looking for link inserts, a niche edit.
Yeah.
Niche edit,
It's a good word, whoever came up with it. Who's actually taking the credit for that word? I'm not sure. But it's madness. Craig Mullins, the trash links are definitely starting to hurt him. People have been killing me with Crapola links, and they're banning a lot of the crawlers on the links, so they are hard to find. Interesting. Have you heard of Crapola links, Chris?
I have not.
Mullins, let us know what Crapola links is. We need to know more. Dimitri, is this easy way to get GMB reviews and not fake ones from services offered online?
After performing a service, within that email, that thank you, that follow-up email, if I haven't asked them personally, I'm utilizing within the follow-up email, could you, hey, give me your thoughts on our interaction? That's what I do. I just ask. So if you're not, I wouldn't, buying them is, not, with the rules, man. So I would just try to get them. It's relatively risky to go buy fake reviews, kind of. So
yeah. Christian Gray, evergreen link building equals links that never die, he believes. So, I mean, I think, do we ever go out and get links that are going to die within a year? I know you'll get monthly rentals and stuff like that, but I think, that's something I would always advise to steer clear of. Try and get links that are going to remain for the lifetime of that website anyway. A link's a link. I don't think there's any kind of special way of doing that on a low budget. If you get a guest post, for example, just one type of link that you can get, or a niche edit, hopefully that's not going to drop off after 2 or 3 months. I think a lot of vendors out there are not doing that because it would damage their reputation if they were selling links that were falling off every couple of months. So I think most links do stick around for that length of time.
Yeah.
But go.
Generally, they'll fall off the homepage, though. They'll usually roll off, and then you're like, oh boy, geez.
So Clint has a question for us or for me even, when I've said Google is filtering the garbage out, could you define what you think Google is filtering? Is it doing it by link type, anchor text, etc.? So for me, I think Google have the ability to know what type of websites that are on GSA. It's not rocket science for them to be able to get that. And do I believe that Google have something in there that will tell them what garbage is or what the kind of generic GSA links are or all of that kind of stuff? 100%. By the same token, there's a website out there that you can basically go in and search, like there's 20,000 guest posts on a website. Do I believe Google are clever enough to scrape that whole website and identify which websites are selling guest posts? 100%. So I do believe that Google, I'm not sure how they do it. I'm just going to, and no one obviously knows that answer. But would it be by link type, anchor text, etc.? I think, I think it'd be very easy for Google to identify, just by the sheer volume of links that are on a website, whether it's just a piece of garbage that everyone's got access to by using an automated tool. So I think probably volume and stuff would be one thing. But Chris, what would you say on that?
I think it's the hot text, the anchor texts in multiple variations in mass on pages that don't match the title of the page is a filtering, is part of the filtering system. Almost kind of the way that Moz determines a spam score, the amount of outbound links. But I think they are clever enough to identify page outbound links and then the hot text that's within there. So there's outbound. So they're all different. Filter. This is purely speculation, but I think it has something to do around those lines.
Yeah. We could be completely full of shit, to be honest with you. But in my opinion, I do believe Google do have the ability to filter out the garbage. Otherwise, the person that was ramming me for 18 months solid, I should have had a penalty a lot quicker. But who knows? Who knows is the real answer. But Craig Mullins is right. Budget links suck ass. Sam P. So I don't mean from page 2 to page 1. You meant from page 2 to position 1. Craig is eating lunch, not typing. So there are guys here listening who don't talk. Anyway, quotes Villa. And we'll try and answer the last few questions. We are nearly out of time. Should we build pillow links, Chris? I'm talking for niche websites.
foundational links, pillow links, if the reason why you would go and buy these types of links is to diversify the anchor text profile. You're adding in, right? But generally, if this is a fresh build and you're starting to build, you should be controlling to a degree the aspect of what's coming in and the links that are coming in. So if you're just buying it and you want to diversify, then sure. But other than that, not generally, other than your first couple of links that you're going to build social profiles, maybe branded web 2s, things along these lines. But generally, it's not part of the process. No.
Cool. Holly Starks is just saying, for the Google search question, try Omega for force indexing. The other good option is to find pages that have good DRPA and link back to several articles. It can help that way. I'm just scrolling down and seeing if there's any other decent stuff. Hey, SEO gurus, please unravel the fake SEO gurus, please. Due to this, I owe a lot of money that I learn after watching your guys' video. Please do something to save newbies. So we do try and save people, and we can't force people to come here and listen to us. Everyone's got their own opinions. We do try and offer solid advice. We do that free of charge. We try and do the best we can. Sadly, there's nothing much else we can do. There are fake gurus out there, and for anyone out there, you just have to be careful on who you watch, who you follow, how you interpret what they're saying, and stuff like that. But tell more people about this channel, and hopefully we'll keep preaching. But Vincent is asking, what has to be set up for using phones for driving directions, reviews, and CTR? You had Holly on with that. How can we use proxies for safe CTR manipulation? So, Chris, if you get anything you can add to this, because you do a lot of CTR stuff and you're more technical than me.
Obviously, I think that the IP plays smaller a part than the parameters that are being logged within the browsers, right? So I would, obviously I would want to start with a good IP, maybe residential, not like IPv4 or IPv6, something along those lines. But keeping a clean browser or keeping a clean persona, creating the persona and then utilizing it that way. And then as far as directions are concerned, I think that the action of sending it to email on the phone can be more helpful. I'll just say that.
Yeah. Well, that makes a lot of sense. And Clint Butler saying you think they can filter it, but not as well as we give them credit for. No one knows how much they can filter or how not. And I think, when we look at Google in general, are they clever? Sometimes they are, and I think sometimes they're not. You just have to look at the flaws within GMB to suggest that they're maybe, struggling a bit in terms of, common sense and ability to identify stuff. So, yeah, it's anyone's guess, but I would always disavow anyway, just for peace of mind. That's just my opinion on that. But sadly, guys, we are out of time. We're actually 5 minutes over. But we will be back next week. We may just go down. No one answered what they wanted in terms of whether they want more Q&As. But I think, Chris, just to mix it up, we can maybe focus on a specific topic for a change, and see how that goes. But yeah, we will be back. We will take some question and answers as well, but I think we might have to mix it up a little bit and focus on some interesting topics, just to generate more conversation from you quiet guys. But do let us know in the comments below the video if you do have any feedback you want to give us in terms of what you'd like to see. And yeah, thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you, Holly and Clint and everyone else in the chat. Looking forward to Rockstars next week. Guys, get a ticket for it if you don't already. You will see amazing people like Holly, Clint, myself and various other people. And also a little shout out to the sponsor of the channel, ODYS. You can get $100 just by signing up using the link below, that you can use to buy an age domain or done for you affiliate website. But let us know in the comments, guys, if you want to see something different, and we will catch you all again at the same time next week. So thank you very much.
Thank you. See you, Craig.